All right, I'm here with Chris Katz in the Ironmen pit. Now, you guys lost your first match to arcHaos, but it was a really good fight. What did you talk about during that break that you guys need to adjust to make sure you can get this win and get one win for the first day?
Against arcHaos, we went up 3-0 and we were feeling really good. And then this field's kind of slow. It's not a fast field. It's not a really slow field, but it's a little slow. And you got to live in your bunkers. And we just started getting shot out of our bunkers and lost our 3-point lead. And so this match, we're going to really focus on communicating, staying alive in our bunkers, and putting things together before we start trying to make moves.
Do you think that it was that you got too comfortable with that 3-point lead and kind of started playing a little softer, or what was it? Were you making more mistakes?
Yeah, I mean, people start making mistakes. We get that 3 points, and people just think that we're going to win the match. We just need to get on the field and play points and win, but that's not going to happen. You need to keep pushing and every point apply pressure, and we weren't doing that. We were sitting in our bunkers and getting shot. So this match applies some pressure.
All right, well, we've seen Ironmen play really strong all season long. We'll see if they can get this first win here in Riverside.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Welcome back here, 2014 PSP West Coast Open, the fourth stop on the PSP Tour. I'm Eddie Marshall with Chris Asoya and Todd Martinez. We are about to watch the Los Angeles Ironmen take on upTon 187 cRew. Must-win situation. We're still early on in the tournament, but both of these teams lost their first game. We just heard from Chris Katz. Really like that guy, man. He's been playing really well on the D side for Los Angeles Ironmen, but he talked about how the Ironmen squandered a 3-0 lead, 3-point lead that they had, and let arcHaos come back and win that come-from-behind victory. So now, playing against upTon 187, let's see if the Ironmen can win their first one, or is it going to be the upstart 187 cRew put their first win on the board here? We're going to find out. Looking at upTon on your screen right now, on the breakout. Looks like they were able to get out wide on the D side, doubling up that center temple. And then two players over here towards the snake. No one dying from either team. Oh, first strike goes to the Ironmen. A body comes off for 187 on that D side from their wide guy as he tried to get up.
Yeah, and Ironmen doubling up the can. Alex Goldman still in this game. Playing, there goes Marcelo Margot, leaving the bunker with Goldman, coming up the middle of the field, getting into that Dorito side tower. He's gonna look towards the snake side of the field right now. 187 has doubled up the Dorito side tower and are trying to keep Ibarra from coming down the field. Ibarra, oh, and he does. They chop up Ibarra as he tries to make that move down the Dorito side. So nobody wide now on the Dorito side for the Ironmen. Nobody wide for 187. Both players coming off that side of the field. 187, two bodies locking off each side of the field. And 187 player out of that can gonna get shot. I think that's Mantoni.
Yeah, Thomas Mantoni, but Painter takes the spot.
Yeah, I think Marcelo might have got a little creepy there in the middle.
But then Marcelo comes off too. So looks like Marcelo Margot got both those kills against Pike and Mantoni. But now bodies dropping as Daniel Ibarra, Marcelo Margot, 3-on-3. Oh, major penalty, and it looks like that's going to be on Toke Hamill.
Oh,
so
wow.
Toke Hamill drawing a major penalty. It's a big tournament for him. As Alex Goldman still playing hurt, but not playing the one, and now Goldman coming on the second attacker position down here in the snake, and I think he might have clipped him. He did. He shoots Eddie Painter, who tries to get out wide, but still one body left alive. I think we have a one-on-one situation right now.
Oh, wow. Painter tried to get in there real quick before Goldman could figure out where he was, and then right at the last minute, Goldman picked him up.
So one-on-one, I think, right here. One-on-one, Alex Goldman and Max Trailer. Oh, and I think he got him. No, missed him.
Paint flying everywhere.
Alex Goldman is probably one of the premier paintball players in one-on-ones. He practiced so much and so hard.
Yeah, but he's in kind of a bad spot here.
He got him.
Taylor got the drop in on him, but I think he might have traded out. Did he trade out?
Yeah, that's probably the best thing to do, honestly, in that situation.
Yeah, it's tough, man. So Trailer, I might have clipped him first, but it was a trade out.
I do think he clipped him first personally, but
yeah,
it was so close.
It was one of those
So
bang
close.
plays, you know. So Trailer definitely got the drop in, but Goldman had his gun that way, so Goldman was able to trade out with him. So what that means, when all 5 bodies from both teams have been shot out, no one was able to grab that flag, no one conceded the point. It's a no point. So with 17 minutes and 36 seconds to go, score still 0-0.
Yeah, but the Ironmen are going to have Mike Paxson in that box on Toe Camel's penalty to start. So it's going to be 5-on-4 in favor of upTon 187.
Yeah, you have to give the advantage here to the Ironmen. upTon 187 crew, though, in those relegation games have really shown us some tenacity. So you can't count them out. And also, they're giving really good teams really good games. They played the team that won the last event and barely lost to them in their first matchup against Impact 6-5. So upTon 187 crew, you can't sleep on them. Ironmen know this, though. And the Ironmen really trying to solidify that lineup. And I really thought at the last event, in that semifinal performance they had, they did lose to Heat, but they made it that far and really starting to figure out where everyone should be playing, where everyone, their talents best suit the team. And now, even Alex Goldman, man, in this very crucial tournament as the World Cup hopes for all these teams on the line right now, playing hurt. So now the next line for the Ironmen comes out.
Yeah, but like I said, Alex Goldman hurt just kind of gives everybody a little bit of help trying to keep up with him, because that kid is still super fast.
Yeah,
man.
he still doesn't look like he's lost a step. I just think that he is in pain. When I talked to him yesterday, he was talking about how, he feels okay, but he had kind of re-aggravated the injury. He hurt himself in Europe about a month ago-ish, and then it was one of those things where he's like, I don't know if I should play or not, but he's digging deep for the team, knows what's at stake.
On the break right there, you have the Ironman on your screen right now coming out, doubled up that back center.
Yeah, so Toe Camel still in the box, and that major penalty he got, minute and 6 seconds left on that penalty. 5 bodies alive right now for upTon, as they have a player all the way up in the center, and he is clean, and looks like Chris Cat gets shot. So just 3 bodies alive right now, but the Ironmen do have a player in the snake.
Thomas Mantoni. Sorry about Todd, Maddie.
Yeah, well, yeah, Chris, like you're pointing out, Thomas Mantoni gets shot for upTon, but looks like Max Trailer hunting in the center.
Yep.
And there's on your screen, snake player for upTon.
Yeah, Vitalich getting shot out of the snake. And Alex Rodriguez by himself over there in the corner.
Not anymore.
So good job right there by Zaleski coming out of that corner, getting into the snake. And Max Trailer coming up the middle. Good heads-up play, too, there by 187's Eddie Painter, running and grabbing the flag and hanging it as the Ironmen still have that penalty on the board. So,
dude, 187 crew looking really good right now. Ironmen got to stay out of the box a little bit. I think they'll be fine. Do you think this injury is affecting Alex Goldman's mental state right now? I mean,
I'll tell you what, we were at practice on Wednesday, this last Wednesday, and Alex Goldman came out, and I'm talking to him, I'm like, hey, are you going to play? Like, what's up? How you feeling? He's like, it really hurts.
What hurts, though? I'm not sure what the
injury is. He's got a pinched nerve in the back of his knee, right? So he was like, I think the biggest thing is the mental part of it, deciding, like, not thinking about it when you play, but he went out there, he tried to practice with the team, played 2 points, took off running to the snake, and then, kind of, got like a stinger in it again and stopped playing for the rest of the day. So
I can relate to that.
I think, being out here right now, he's just trying to play and, not really think about whether or not, it's hurt or if he's going to hurt it playing.
Well, when I talked to him yesterday, he talked about similar things, but the big thing that he had said was, and he was pretty adamant about this, because I had told him, look, man, you're still young, you played for a long time, you're still a really young guy in your early 20s, so have that long-term view on things. And he's like, look, I do, and I totally understand that, and that's why I texted you the other day that I wasn't going to play, but the more I thought about it, the more I kind of felt it out. So much is at stake at this tournament that I want to be on the field for my team. It's that important to me. So I'm willing to play through the pain. I'm willing to play through potentially further aggravating it. And so you got to tip your hat to him a little bit, man, that he's willing to fight through that discomfort and that pain. And because he said it definitely hurt him but he said he was potentially going to switch to the D side. But we've seen him all over the place. We've seen him up the center. We've seen him on the snake side. So maybe the adrenaline is definitely starting to set in, because he looks real fast still.
Yeah, Vitalich is doing a good job over there too on the snake side, but yeah, there's only one Alex Goldman, you know, the way that he can play and read the field. So he's coming out here first on the snake side. He's got Marcelo Margot with him. This is the combo that we saw in Chicago that was really doing well for them with Paxton and Cornell over there on the Dorito side. And here comes Toe Camel out of the box. So Ironman now back to full strength at 187, keeping all 5 bodies alive on the break. They are going to launch up the middle right now. Here comes Trailer up into that second Dorito side tower again.
Yeah, so the Ironman get in that pocket, and there comes Toe Camel making his move up to the center. And on the snake side insert bunker is Alex Goldman. You're looking at 187 on your screen right now. 5 bodies alive for both teams. You see both teams rolling their guns, trying to work those, try to be effective in their gunfights. And we've been talking about it all morning, about winning gunfights. But look at that, Nick Roberts, one of the guys that needs to step up for 187, losing a gunfight. And so he's going to come off early, and that leaves no one over here, snake side, to attack for upTon. So the snake side is wide open for the Ironmen as the push for 187 is in that center. Max Trailer, but devoting his gun to the D side of the field, trying to keep the Ironmen from pushing up on that side. There's only one gun right now looking towards the snake side, so this is potential opportunity here developing for Alex Goldman to make his move in the snake. Now another gun has gotten up on the snake side, so there's Alex Goldman, bottom portion of your screen, kind of dead center. With the, you can see a body language, he wants to move, and he does. He makes the move across, and he think he was able to get across. He had 2 guys looking at him, but they were not able to get a shot in on him. And also, not only were they not able to get a shot in on him, but Eddie Painter gets shot as well. So now it's going to be up to Max Trailer. He's going to have to make something work from this center bunker before he gets stuck. And here comes Toe Campbell to drop the hammer on him. But move made on the 50-yard line. 187 now owns the 50-yard line. Maybe they can get some kills from there.
Oh, he gets shot across the field, Matty. Actually, it looked like a clip by Mike Paxton down the wire, and he did.
So though upTon 187 crew scored that first point, it's looking like the Ironmen are going to tie this one up. And here comes Alex Goldman, able to take out the last player. Looking pretty good doing it. So nice work by Alex Goldman over here on the snake side of the field. Smart, wait for the move, timed it perfectly, and was able to get through some guns. Slid in there, let the game develop, and then took out the last player. But Toe Camel, man, what a great job by Toe Camel to go up there and take out Max Trailer, who was definitely the player keeping them from pushing up on the D side of the field. Marcelo Margot also with 2 confirmed for him. And then also Mike Paxton got a shot on Greg Lazat. So nice work, nice team effort by the Los Angeles Ironmen. With 14:06 to go, our score is tied at 1. Taking a look in the Ironman pits right now.
There's Toe Camel, or I'm sorry, Chris Catt.
Yeah, so getting a look. Daniel Labarra getting ready to roll. We'll be right back after this.
I first picked up a paintball gun when I was 9. I used to stand around at the field and stare at the Ironman players, hoping for a shot. I earned my way onto the team when I was 15. We won 2 world titles. When I blew my knee out for the second time, the doctor told me I'd never play again, but I refused to let go of my dream. I'm an Ironman, and paintball is my life.
This is back to the old school roots where I came from back in the day.
I'm getting deja vu. It's 1996 all over again.
The fields are big, the fields are thick, so a lot of intangibles happen.
One of the funnest ways to play paintball.
It's like an X-ball match in the woods.
If you're not out here playing and you're not out here competing in the woods, you're missing out.
Still here in the Ironman pits as they get ready to play this next one. 14:06 tie game. Both these teams need a win right now. Both these teams sitting at 0-1, losing their first matchups. And now Mantoni, the 187 crew, able to make it in the snake, but also able to make it in the snake for the Ironman as well too, and get to the 50-yard line right away. That's Jason Vitalich, who played with Royalty last year, and the Ironman merged with Royalty in the offseason, where a lot of these younger players came from. Jason Vitalich, the best, in my opinion, of the 3 Vitalich brothers.
Who are all good at. They're all good
they were
players.
all good. It just, you know, it's like picking your favorite flavor of ice cream. But
Can't do it.
I particularly like gold medal ribbon.
I don't know, man. Pink bubble gum's kind of ridiculous.
I like nothing, actually.
Drawing a blank on your favorite
I was trying to think of something funny, but I definitely I failed in that one. So I apologize, people.
Well, so here we go.
Chunky Monkey.
Too
Sorry.
late. Too late. All right,
Yeah,
so right now here, Max Trailer, the kill count leader for both teams, actually, who's been attacking up that center for 187, but in 2 points able to chalk up 5 kills. And now Mantoni in good field position in the snake. Let's see if he can get anything done. So as we pull back, you can see Vitalich in the snake. So he's got the best field position right now for either team. Oh, and it looks like Chris Cat, CC, taking the walk for the Los Angeles Ironmen. So one of the attackers dying off the Ironman's D side.
You know, I talked to Chris Cat a little bit out in Chicago. That kid's a smart kid, man.
Yeah, we got to listen to a little interview that he did before this matchup. Kind of broke down why they lost that first one to Art Chaos and let a 3-point lead slip away.
You know, but on your screen right now, trying to make it happen, 187 crew, and at the bottom of your screen, the Ironmen, Jason Vitalich trying to make something work over here on the 50 side. And there's the Ironman. There, look at Marcelo Margot pointing, trying to call a shot across the field, and he gets it, Maddie.
Well, Marcelo Margot clocking up some kills for sure, but that's to be expected, man. He played so well at the last event. He always plays good, but man, his performance in the semifinals, you should go check it out online. We have it on our YouTube channel, but man, Marcelo Margot came to play at the last event, so he knows again what's at stake for this legendary Ironman franchise over been around in existence for over 20 years. And trying to reinvigorate the squad with all these young players. And Marcelo himself came into the league when he was 15. And now he's a veteran, even though he's still in his early 20s, similar to Alex Goldman. So those two guys really now trying to emerge as leaders here and help guide along these younger players and form another winning team. But they got to get past 187. And 187 is not going to give up without a fight. 11 minutes, 12 seconds to go.
They're definitely maturing as a team, and I like to see that. I mean, regardless of losing a player or two here and there.
Well, look at this snake battle, Chris, that's about to go down. Yeah, they're definitely maturing as a team. And so is 187. The only issue is that the Ironmen are a lot deeper than 187. And it's not too hot right now, so, heat's not necessarily going to play a factor if things stay the way it is. But we'll see. We'll see as things progress.
No, it's definitely beautiful out here today.
But the snake battle here, the eye in the sky. Mantoni on your right for 187. Vitalich on your left for the Ironmen. Vitalich owning the wire. You can see Mantoni looking inside. Mantoni also has a player behind him, and so does Vitalich. But Vitalich's player who's right behind him is Marcelo Margot. But Marcelo is kind of offset. He's in snake one looking inside. Mantoni's back player is also looking inside, but Mantoni's back player is in the back corner bunker, so he's in a little bit better field position there to watch Mantoni's back here. Vitalich still just holding his gun down that wire, and then you can look at the D side lineup for the Ironmen. Oh, but they lose a body as
Alex Rodriguez getting shot out. He's coming off the field. So just 3 bodies left alive now. Kolkman, the only body over there on the Dorito side for the Ironmen. Vitalich and Margot still over here in the snake. Is Mantoni getting up on his feet, thinking about making a move.
Well, 3 bodies left for the Ironmen because of that Alex Rodriguez death. Shot by Max Trailer, which gives him 6 confirmed kills. So now it's just Jason Vitalich, Marcelo Margot, both those 2 guys over here snake side. And it's just John Kolkman in the center. So no one on the D side really for either team. 4 bodies left alive for 187 crew. Painter, Trailer, Zaleski, and Mantoni. It's a good lineup for them to have on the field as Joshua Pike took the early walk. But they have a better field spread, but still better field position right now is Vitalich is the one stopping the aggressive push or any sort of push from 187. And since this game is so close right now, really, and no team has any bodies to waste. So everyone locked in their gunfights, looking at those lanes. Marcelo moved up briefly and then now moves back. Tried to check out a different angle, look cross field.
Oh! Vitalich finally gets his shot on Mantoni in the snake.
That's some patience right there, Todd.
Yeah.
Talking about waiting for it.
He was zoned up. He had that
a good
lane.
4 minutes.
Oh, yeah. He was just zoned up, waiting for Mantoni, who was looking inside just to give him anything. And as soon as he did, just peeled his cap off, man. So poor Mantoni's going to have to walk back shaking his head. He's literally shaking his head right now. That was a huge death and a huge kill for Vitalic, because now it's 3-on-3, but no one in the snake for 187, so it's going to take a gunfight win for 187 or catching somebody on a move.
This is going to be
try to steal the advantage back, Chris.
This is going to be one of those long points, Maddie. I mean, it's already been a long point as it is. It's 1-to-1 game.
It's already been a 4-minute. I think we're going to finally see a game that doesn't go deep into the points. Yeah. But this is also when paint comes into factor.
Yes.
These guys are carrying lots of paint out there, all those different pods on their back, but when you see these long points, particularly the players that are still in the backfield, they're going to be starting to go through their pods. You can see all those pods. Look at all those pods. All those pods right on the ground right there.
That's 140 paintballs per pod.
Yeah, and so right now, when the points go long, they can even go extra long, because then guys are starting to one-ball each other, because you never, ever, ever want to shoot your hopper dry. I'd rather have somebody sitting in their bunker head checking than shooting their hopper dry, if I was a coach.
Yeah.
Well, Marcelo, he's backing up. Coming out of the snake, he's going to go over with John. Vitalic getting up on his feet right now. There you see, here's 187. That's Painter on your screen right there. He's in that snake side can. They have Max Trailer over in that Dorito side tower, and Dan Zaleski down here in the snake side corner. Marcelo Margot bumping back to the can, coming up to the second can, then across to the second Dorito tower. And Max Trailer's going to take that opportunity to try and come off Marcelo and the snake. We're locking him off. He finally gets an opportunity, gets out to Dorito 2. Marcelo comes across to Dorito 2 as well.
That's a 7-minute point so far, Todd.
And 6:36 left to go on the game clock.
But we can see, I can see why this is a 7-minute point. No mistakes really have been made. What an awesome point played on both sides. The only really mistake made was that I could see was Mantoni. Oh, but Vitalic.
Wow.
He catches one,
but he trades
Painter
out.
Catches one, and Zaleski catches one too. So right now it's 1-on-2 in favor of the Los Angeles Ironmen. John Colquhoun's going to spread the field. Marcelo Margot. This looks like he's trying to call one. He didn't get the call, though, so Marcelo has to get back in there. Let's see if John can spread the field.
Oh,
and
he
able to get that shot in. So
Marcelo actually trades out with him, I think, Maddie.
So I think Marcelo shot him straight up. You do not want to get in a straight-up gun battle with Marcelo Margot. I think that, everybody, there's some great shots out here, but, all the one-on-ones that Marcelo wins, it's because when he's heads up, Maddie, you're talking about earlier when we were talking about gunfight logic, about, watching the paint coming at you and reading the tendencies of the player that's shooting them at the same time, because you got to see the balls coming at you, and you got to follow the rhythm of the player that you're playing against.
It's a multifaceted engagement. And like you're saying, Marcelo's just so good at that.
Yeah, shoots really straight balls. Really sees. He's got a good eye for paint coming at him.
Going to give you different looks. He's always thinking. And then look at that shot by Vitalic.
That was that replay. Mantoni tried to come on the inside, and Vitalic just owned him in the snake. And then finally, Painter goes to reach for a pod.
That's always when
just enough.
That's always when it happens too.
Just enough.
So wow, we're watching some really, really good paintball, man.
This is the weekend's going to be amazing.
Oh God, it's so nice to watch guys that are this good play, because like you're saying, not a lot of guys are missing shots out there. We're watching some great gunfight battles, some very tactical moves here on this very complex field.
Well, like you said, that game lasted so long because there was no mistakes. When the mistake came, when you load with your outside hand shooting across your body. If Painter's got his gun in his left hand, his profile is completely tucked in, he pulls the pod with his right hand and he loads and he keeps his gun up. Instead, he's shooting goofy-handed out the side. Marcelo's putting the pressure on him from the Dorito side. He ends up having to reach with his outside hand, gets shot in the elbow as he goes to load. That was the mistake, and that was the straw.
And that's the difference right now. So that's how close it is out here. It's the level of teams that have developed in the past couple seasons it's great to see. It's great to see the development of the sport. It's great to see teams like 187 who had a great rise to the divisional ranks. We're going to see what VCK is made of here this afternoon. But it's really cool to see a young, hungry Ironman team, a young, hungry 187 crew just battling it out right now, playing some very close to mistake-free paintball. But like you said, that's the difference, Todd. And now it's 2-1 in favor of the Ironman.
So here, 187 is able to get all 5 bodies alive. So is the Ironman. And Mike Paxton goes charging up the middle. And he's going to try and lock off that Dorito side. Both teams were able to get bodies wide, though, on that Dorito side. 187 in the Dorito 1. I think that's Ibarra mirrored up with him over there, who ran to the corner on the break, then came on the inside and jumped up into the Dorito 1. Brandon Cornell over there with him. Toke and Mouse over here for the Ironman on the snake side. You got Zaleski, Lazat, Trailer, Painter, and Mantoni, the usual suspects. Oh, looks like a 187 player was right there, caught a bounce. Caught a lucky bounce. Mantoni getting up into the snake. I believe that was Zaleski. Yep, Zaleski got a little lucky bounce over there on the snake side. Mantoni getting caught, I believe, by Paxton trying to come into that snake. And then Paxton coming underneath the X, looking to get another kill out of that Dorito side tower. Is anybody gonna pick him up? Toke Hamill getting into the 50 snake. Not sure if anybody saw that. I think Mike Paxton is getting sneaky in the middle in that A. I think he got that kill that he was looking for.
Oh, nice shot by Mike Paxton.
Might have got a Zaleski as well.
That might be a penalty.
I think Mike Paxton got all 3 of these kills.
Yeah, Mike is up there just feasting in the center right now, wrapping around and trying to get those kills on the D side of the field. No one's shooting at him anymore from the snake side. Toke Hamill.
Oh, another shot.
So look at this, Toke Hamill now past the 50-yard line, running all the way down here, snake side. So nice work by Mike Paxton. Just like you said, man, got that 3-pack all the way up in the center. And if they can get Paxton and A-Rod rolling, it's going to be scary for other teams for sure. Because of the ability of those guys to shoot and control lanes off the break, and then also their ability to see the field, get up in the center, and get kills like we just watched Paxton do right there. So nice job as Mike Paxton just proven why he's just that consummate veteran, been in the league forever, and has been on the Ironman for a long time now. He was part of that, iconic, amazing Ironman squad from the mid-2000s, I believe it was 2008, 2009. Yeah, as the Ironman
7 and 8.
7 and 8. Yeah, Ironman won the World Cup both 2007, 2008 when Oliver Lang was on the team, Mickey Cuba, Johnny Perchek. That was the rise of Marcelo Margot, Alex Goldman, and Mike was on that team too. So Ironman stepping up here, putting up another point on the board. So with 4 minutes and 11 seconds to go, we got ourselves a 3-1 game. We'll be right back. We're back here looking in the pits for Los Angeles Ironmen. Up by 2. This game brought to you by the marquee sponsor for the Los Angeles Ironmen, Die Precision. So what a close matchup, man. But 187 slowly, the points are really close, but 187 is slowly, surely winning or losing this war of attrition here, as we're starting to see the Ironmen just play a little bit better and secure those points.
Yeah, the Ironmen just having a big game right now.
Yeah.
You know, like both teams got out 5 bodies alive,
and they need it.
And just making smarter moves, in stage 2, making those end games. If you're not getting your kills on the break and creating an advantage, then it's all about picking smart gun battles and picking your good moves to try and go get kills. And that game, Mike Paxton came up the middle, got a shot, got 1 kill, looked underneath the X, got another kill out of that tower, and then stood up and shot the snake guy, and just blew open that game for the Ironmen right there. Big players, big time players, that's why you get those guys that have big games for you, put points on the board. Mike Paxton responsible for giving the Ironmen a little bit of a more comfortable lead here with 4:11 to go. I mean, we had 1 really long point, but all these points have been, pretty, just like punching, just punches thrown, going around the ring, and you know, a really tight game here. So,
and again, both of these teams have already lost a game so far today, so have to win this one here to keep their chances alive. You could come out tomorrow even with 2 losses, win 2 tomorrow, and put yourself in the hunt, but you really need 3 wins to secure yourself a spot in the upper echelon of the league on Sunday, playing in those semifinal matchups. If you win 2, you still got a shot, but if you go 1-3, there's a decent chance you're going to be playing in a relegation game, and if you go 0-4, you are for sure playing in a relegation game. So right now on the breakout, looks like the Ironmen streaking a body out, D-side wide, able to make it out there, doubling up that tempo. Now we're looking at the 187 crew lineup. They are also doubling up that stand-up tempo. A little bit less wide on the D-side. Neither team losing a body.
Yep, and here we go again. You know, all these players, or both these teams, all the players get out alive, and they're going to have to fight. Gonna have to earn every single gunfight.
Well, Zaleski was able to make it to the snake, a risky play, but Zaleski's able to make it in there, and that is gonna draw guns his way, give a little bit of breathing room. Oh, major penalty on upTon 187 crew. And it looks like Eddie Painter had a shot on his leg. The referee called him out, and he pulls out Max Trailer with him. 2 big guns for 187, and that is definitely gonna make the Ironman fans breathe a sigh of relief. And the players on the field 5-on-3 right now. And for the majority of this matchup, 187 is going to be playing down a body. But Zaleski able to make it into the 50-yard line. But unless he gets a couple kills to even this up, it's going to be a rough road here for 187 for the rest of this matchup, because they don't need to do anything. Ironman, all the Ironmen need to do is just hang out in their bunkers, shoot the lanes, keep the 3 players from 187 crew from moving up, and take the victory here. Uh-oh, Tocam will get shot though. Zaleski's starting to feast over here, but I think Zaleski, does Zaleski just get bounced? I think he's still alive. Zaleski's still alive in the snake. Looking at the eye in the sky, there's 3 players for the Ironmen on the D side of the field, and look where those guns are shooting. They're all shooting at this guy on your screen right now, Dan Zaleski. And Dan Zaleski, there's no one in front of him, which is why he's able to wrap around here and try to get those angles. So he's in a good gunfighting position right here. He's got to be careful over the top, though. You can't hang out too much over the top when you're looking at guns pushing your way.
Yeah, and Zaleski, I believe, got a shot in on Kolkman in that small cake. CC's still alive over there, number 34 on your screen right now. He's in Dorito 2. He's got Marcelo behind him. Here comes Zaleski on the run, but Marcelo is looking that way right when Zaleski takes off. And looks like A-Rod might have caught a bounce from the inside, but CC takes off into the 50 Dorito.
Well, Mantoni catches one. So Mantoni comes off. So now just 1 player left alive here. It's Greg Lazat for 187. And this is probably going to do it here, as the Ironmen are going to go up another point on the strength of that Painter penalty. Though you gotta kind of tip your hat a little bit to Dan Zaleski, who, even though looking at 5 guns, was still pushing forward. He was in good field position before the penalty, so he tried to make the most of it. Kind of threw his body away towards the end, but he had to push forward. Zaleski did not have much of a choice. Down by 2 with about 2 minutes left, knowing that time is ticking off, knowing he needs, even if they score that point, they need some more time on that board to tie it up. And so he just launches, but launches into guns. So he came off right then, and then that was it for 187. So now down 3 with 1:45. That's pretty much going to do it here.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough to come back 3 points. You definitely get some quick points here. I mean, is this the point where upTon 187 starts launching through the middle of the field, sending bodies charging through those towers? You know, you got to know that the Ironmen are probably going to start to expect that here soon, you know, and have to go look for it. But
yeah, absolutely. They have no choice. There is no other choice for 187, because point spread's huge. As we well know, we've seen nothing but close games so far. This is actually the biggest point spread that we've seen out of any match thus far. So that being said, with all these close matchups, that point spread, and what we talk about, you play 4 games in the prelims. And if you can keep your point spread close, even if you're losing matches, and then if potentially tomorrow they can come out and win some games big, that's going to help them out here. So they want to keep this point spread as close as possible. So even with the 1:45, they got to try to make some sort of push here, because if the Ironmen close it out up by 3, that's going to send 187 into tomorrow -4 on their point spread. So it would be in the best interest of 187 to really try to score a couple one, or maybe score maybe 1 quick one if they can. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. We got, there's Paxson right there on your screen with Cornell. Looks like Ironman gonna bring 3 bodies out here to the snake side and get into the snake on the break. Painter getting shot on the break for 187. Brandon Cornell making it outside wide to the little cake for the Ironmen. Mike Paxson launching up the middle.
I love seeing Mike up the middle like that.
And here comes finally out of the box. Yeah, and getting clapped up coming out of the box. There goes all the 187 bodies as Toke Hamill charges down the snake. He made the snake on the break. And then with the help of Alex Goldman, was able to come down and close that game out. So Ironmen, even though they lost that first game to Art Chaos by 1 point, doing a good job in 45 seconds, getting another point, helping to increase their point spread a little bit and get a victory. So,
yeah, that was a perfect point by the Ironmen right there.
cRew took impact, you know, to 5-6. You know, cRew, you know, they were going to have a -1. You know, once this game's over, you know, they're going to have 2 losses. You know, probably a you know, -5.
So also, man, you know, follow us on Instagram. Hashtag is PBA Live. Send pictures of you watching the webcast. That's a new one.
That's awesome, actually.
Well, you can watch it on your phone too, so which is pretty awesome because that means you can watch it literally pretty much anywhere as long as you got a decent signal. Obviously, it helps if you're on Wi-Fi, but yeah. So yeah, send us your pics.
Richie Rich.
Send us your pics of your parties, watching the webcast, and hashtag PBA Live. We'll be posting them all weekend long. So yeah, keep it G-rated, maybe PG. But yeah, so with the minute left here, it's been the Los Angeles Ironmen slowly but surely pulling away from 187.
Hey, but Maddie, I'm looking at the board over there, and I see a 2-minute major penalty on the Ironman side of the field. Is that gonna make a difference with 1 minute? Probably not.
No, I mean, it might make a difference for the point spread. Well, but I don't think it's going to make a difference for the actual win or loss.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure. But I do believe I see a 2-minute major penalty.
Yeah, definitely see a penalty on the board. So we'll see. It looks like it was either Brandon Cornell or Daniel Ibarra. So, but right now, that means that 187 has a chance here with a minute left on a power play to try to put another point on the board and get a little bit better of a point margin heading out of here, because as it stands right now, it'll be -4, which puts them at -5 total for their 2 games. So that'd be 0-2 and a -5.
Split screen breakout. Ironman on your left, 187 cRew on your right, coming out of the box. And they do have only 4 players alive, Maddie and Todd.
And 187 trying to push up on the D side. Greg Lazat gets taken out, so now body count's evened up. Better field position, though, for 187. Oh, they lose a body in the center. So it's not looking good here for their chances to try to put a point on the board and better their point spread.
Alex Rodriguez comes up the middle and gets chopped up by Zaleski there in the snake. And here goes the Ironman bumping out. I think that's Marcelo getting into the Dorito 1, just kind of try and spread the field. Same with Alex Goldman. He comes from that snake temple to the snake corner, but he gets shot on the fill. 17 seconds left to go. Is 187 going to try and come put a point on the board? John looks like he just took one in the face. And referee calls him clean, but he's going to take one in the back, walk off the field. Marcelo backing out to the corner, but he might just get bunkered here to close the game out. Nope. Able to stay alive.
Well, Mantoni was trying to make something happen there in the center. Almost got picked up by Margot, last player left alive. Margot, 10 confirmed kills for him, which that's another awesome performance by Margot. Rest of the crew from the LA Ironmen stepped up and took this victory here against the 187 crew. So they will lose this game 5-1 is that final score. And next up coming at you, it's going to be Edmonton Impact taking on San Diego Dynasty. Dynasty losing to Art Chaos 7-6 in their first matchup. Impact winning 6-5 against 187. So Dynasty 0-1, Impact 1-0. Must-win situation now for Dynasty. So that's three prelim losses in a row right now for Dynasty, coming from the last event too. And they're only 3 losses of the year. So Dynasty gonna have to, you know, I mean, they played a great game against Art Chaos. Art Chaos just had a little bit more for them in that last overtime point.
Yeah, who were those losses against? One was against Damage. One was against Art Chaos, and I can't remember who that third one was.
Well, the third one was this morning. Oh yeah, from Chaos. But yeah, so Dynasty won their first 2 games in the prelims on Friday at the last event, lost them the second 2 games, ended up taking 5th at the event. 5th and 6th don't have to play on Sunday. You kind of skate through into the next event. You're still in the Champs Division, but you don't have to play in a relegation game, but you do not earn the right to play in the semifinals. That's what happened to Dynasty at the last event, so they're going to need to pick it up here. 3-1 will get you in. 3-1 most likely get you in the semis too, but that means Dynasty's going to have to win every game from here on out in that bracket of death. Impact, Ironman, Dynasty, cRew, and Art Chaos all in the same bracket, which is what we've been watching here in the morning since the first 2 games that we saw in the Challengers Division. I can't wait to see also what happened in the Challengers Division in the other games that have been starting to go down over there. Red Storm playing CEP, X Factor playing Boom. X Factor losing their first game to Baltimore Revo 6-5 in overtime, so not getting the best start in their first venture into the Challengers Division. And you know, X Factor, man, they want nothing more than to have a chance to, you know, repeat as world champs in that come from behind victory they had last October. So not getting a good start to their hopes for that to happen.
Yeah, it looks like Infamous is gearing up over there, getting ready to get on with their day. So,
they play Thunder.
You know,
they play Thunder first game on the Challengers Division field.
You never know what Thunder's going to bring.
Yeah, and actually, you know, Thunder's one of those teams that has rebooted their roster. Excessive's also rebooted their roster. Things are getting really interesting down in the Challengers Division. Thunder brought Mac Chim back. I think his name's Brandon Morales, the kid that plays the Snake for them, and he's a talent. And then, you know, Corey Field's done such a good job of trying to guide that Pacific Northwest talent along. So they could start threatening too with that new lineup. We'll see. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
Hey guys, I'm down here on the sidelines with Marcelo Margot from Ironmen. Congratulations, you guys won that match. You won 1 today, lost 1 against Art Chaos. Now that match was pretty slow. You had 1 point that was over 8 minutes. It was much slower than how we saw you playing in your first match against Art Chaos. Did you plan to play a slower game, or did that just naturally happen?
It just naturally happened. You know, our game plan is always to attack, but they did a good job of, you know, holding the lanes and slowing the field down. So we just figured not give them any free bodies. You know, I think we ran to the Snake on the break once, maybe twice. We made it, but anything after that we didn't really want to risk because we figure, you know, we're better gun battlers, have a little more experience, we'd be able to close the games on them.
Now, I heard you saying in the pits, good communication, guys, keep it going. How difficult is communication on this field, and what can you do to try to make sure you're communicating the whole time?
You just have to talk the whole time, especially on this field, because there's a lot of bunkers that block you out from your other teammates, so you can't actually see them, and that makes it really hard to let your voice travel to them, you know? So you got to just kind of constantly yell and hope you get something back, and communication is really big on this field because you could lose bodies, so that's what we're trying to do.
All right, well, congratulations. You guys won 1 today, last one. Art Chaos went 1 for 1, or they won both of their matches, and 1-8-7 lost both of their matches. Next up, we're going to have Dynasty versus Impact. We'll see who takes that one.